return. You know the struggle is real. Even you start where you gon' earn. Every soul gon' taste death. Until that day, I'ma still be riding through in that spaceship, yelling, don't quit your day shift. There was times when I copped some bullshit for real, just fit to rock. Had to leave it overnight on the windowsill. There's a pecking order.
Welcome to P.U.W.F Wrestling Talk. Not NXT time with D-Walk.
My apologies.
Invisible Man slipping.
I know, my fault. But, Joe, I'm going to hijack into this for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, for a long time coming, we've had a missing soldier in the forest enjoying life. We want to welcome back, a.k.a. Hot Mook Summer, Thursday Night Mook.
It's nice to be back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. As you all know, I am the original Midwest Mark, the good one.
Right.
Shots fired. But here to talk about wrestling.
Yes. We wish great endeavors to the other guy that we don't talk to anymore doing his gaming channel. Good for you, sir. No negativity.
There's nothing negative. The only good thing that came out of the Midwest is it's sitting right here.
Damn right. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about wrestling in a more calm format. We're going to talk about AEW, WWE, NXT. You check out D-Walk on NXT time every damn Wednesday at 9 o'clock. There might be some special guests. Check out yesterday's episode where we had BX Sports Jedi Network 11,000 subscriber guy pass by just to say hi. Why? I fucking love wrestling. Now, Joe, you know what time it is.
AEW.
Hit that intro.
Everybody can't come, this is invite only. We can get money together, but we still not homies.
Always gotta have them two bastards up there. Son of a bitch.
I know you don't like pockets. That happens.
Well, I will say on Dynamite last night was pretty good. We started off the show with MJF and Daniel Garcia having a little segment backstage.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't bad, but it should have been a little longer.
Okay.
And I feel like if they had a little more time working with each other on the mic, it would be a little nicer.
Yeah.
The match wasn't bad. Match was very good. It was a back and forth. Both parties were working a joint. Daniel Garcia was working the leg. MJF was working the arm. So they were both injured throughout the entire match. And it could have been anybody's match, and it was for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. So it was Daniel Garcia's first time, I believe, having an AEW Heavyweight title match.
Well, a heavyweight title match. He's had a TNT title match like twice.
But not the world title.
No, not at all.
The fact that they're actually giving him a world title shot against MJF is good. He's been getting a lot of good praise in the back for his work. I think we're going to get a face turn. Anyway, the match was good. Like I said, back and forth, working the joints. And it was a reversal that MJF came in and reversed. I forgot what it was, but he reversed something into the arm bar. Salt to the earth. Center of the ring, and made Daniel Garcia tap.
It's good to diversify his moveset. So, what's MJF been up to? Catch me up. I haven't seen wrestling in 6 months.
MJF is he is the longest reigning AEW heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
He defeated Kenny Omega last week on Collision in a hell of a match. I recommend looking it up.
Okay.
they're getting AEW is getting shit for it because they put it on free TV and they said that everybody said it was a pay-per-view quality match and they should have been on pay-per-view.
Well, that's what people do. They like to bitch.
That's coming from a lot of the people in the business.
I'm back.
MJF doing a Poison Rana on Kenny Omega last week was kind of priceless.
Yeah. Now, before we continue, I want to say this. Now, do you think there's a lot of hate between MJF, Kenny Omega, and MJF's little weird 1980s nostalgia moment that he's been doing for the last couple months with the kangaroo kick and the double clothesline and everything else? I know that they're. Do you think MJF is doing this as his own idea, or he's like, I'll just go with this until January until my contract's up? Because this is kind of goofy. Like, I don't. He got the belt and it's not worth it.
He's just showing people that he could do the stupidest shit and still get over.
I guess.
Can I say this?
So,
The worm.
go on, Dennis.
The worm, that was like one of the best things everybody wanted to see when Scotty 2 did the worm. It's like MJF, but MJF is like more creative.
True.
And it's scary because MJF is so young, but he's so wise beyond his years when it comes to the business.
MJF is only like how, like
27?
Is he? I thought he was younger.
I thought he was 25.
No, I think he's 27. I thought it was 27.
Okay, he's 27. Yeah, because Jungle Boy is under 22. Darby is 23, 24. You go off them. Sammy Guevara is under 25. MJF's the oldest in the sense of it all.
MJF got so much
But-
fucking potential. I'm telling you, like MJF, he could be a fucking like the number one best wrestler ever. He's already young now and he's still killing it. He's killing it right here early. MJF.
Yeah, he defends his title. He defends his title weekly. He defends his championship weekly. He defended the ROH tag team titles because him and Adam Cole are tag team champions, ROH tag champions. He defended them by himself in a handicap match against the Righteous and won. One kept the ROH titles, tag titles by himself while Adam Cole's hurt. And now he's defending against the Guns at the pay-per-view. And he's defending the world title in the main event.
I get that, but here's the thing, though. Okay, you're giving MJF is showing his class. MJF is showing his different types of things. I get that. This Roderick Strong story is being played way too long. It's way too fucking long. You know this is getting boring as fuck. When I have to say that Roderick Strong, who has no acting skills whatsoever, is boring the shit out of me.
Did you see the new shirt?
Yes.
Adam!
I know, like they're really. I get the nostalgia. I get the. Luke Summer. What do you think? I have a question for you. What do you think of like this whole thing of like Roderick Strong trying to get inside the MJF thing? Adam Cole is hurt, supposedly or legal or really, we don't know. And MJF is basically doing a tag team by himself. What's your thoughts on that move?
I mean, from what I can tell, it's just what he has to do. He really is the needle pusher of the company right now.
Okay.
And every little story is about him. Even if it's not directly involved, like even the Ric Flair thing, immediately there was Ric Flair and MJF. Like that's a possibility now. So
because he mentioned MJF.
Yeah. And MJF said, "Yeah, he was up for it."
And that's the scary part, if you think about it. Letting Ric Flair either manage MJF or hang around MJF, and you're giving him carte blanche to say whatever he wants to Ric Flair. That's a very dangerous thing. We already saw a few weeks ago when Christian Cage said my Christmas gift was to make sure that you should have died 20 years ago. That was, I mean, damn. But that was Cage. That's Cage.
Christian's been on another level.
Yes.
MJF knows how to talk.
Yes.
He knows what to say. So so what if he, I don't know, moves from his next person is he teams with Ric Flair. That's a possibility. They're gonna push MJF regardless because he's the needle pusher.
I think we should have MJF and Sting one-on-one before he retires.
Really? I mean,
I just want MJF to have another feather in his cap.
I know, but Sting is at a point that his level's so high that remember you powerbomb him through 3 tables, he'll just get up. He'll just get up and nothing. And the lore of him is pretty cool doing that. But I'm like, MJF, if you wanted to be a pedigree above anything else, he should not fight a legend like Sting, where the rules of kayfabe don't apply to him half the time. That's what I think. Fight Flair. Flair would do it for $10,000 in a freaking General commercial. You don't give a fuck.
I would think.
Exactly. Yeah, he laughing. He knows real. You know what's up. General right now. Like, you know that shit. And he'll do it again. Tony Khan, if he can parade Ric Flair in his football team, he'll do it. He will. If you can get Bad Bunny too to come to the AEW side, even more money.
Nah, they're trying to book Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul for the U.S. title.
No.
Move on, Joe. Please.
That's being in the works of being booked.
I'll talk about that when we get the rest of WWE. What else is on? What else happened on AEW?
We also had a segment with Orange Cassidy and Hook, where Orange Cassidy spoke to Moxley.
Yeah.
And it was a very good promo. And then we had the opposite end, and we had Moxley and Wheeler Yuta giving their promo to Orange Cassidy and Hook. And they challenged them to a street fight.
Ooh. They're gonna win that one, you know that, right?
And Yuta even gave like the cut under the eye to Hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, I'm coming for you, pretty boy.
Here's the thing, though. Dennis, what are your thoughts on that match? Knowing AEW booking is 50-50. If one wins, the next time they will win another one. And Orange Cassidy already lost in the street fight with the Best Friends a month ago.
To me, Hook is that he that wild card in the match. To me, because Hook, like I said, he Taz's son, he could wrestle, and he don't fuck around. That's how I feel. When Orange Cassidy team up with Hook, Hook is that wild card. Because Hook go to predict if they go win or lose.
Okay, I get that. Also, shout out to Thursday Night Mook. He gave a nice little exclusive. The Bunny is out of AEW. Not the Butcher and the Blade. The Bunny.
Well, was she let go?
No,
Yeah.
they split.
No?
No, she was not let go. She quit.
Okay.
On mutual terms.
Ooh.
But when the Bunny and WWE,
Gee, that doesn't sound good at all, but all right.
Yeah, she used to be Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured
She was in TNA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where do you think she
Nah,
will go?
Who knows? Maybe nowhere. Maybe she's just done.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. At least she has credit in AEW because she had 2 blood matches.
Yeah.
One with Tainara and the other one with Another Time. She's had a couple good matches. Not great matches. A couple good matches. But she hasn't been... Yeah, exactly. She hasn't been exact. I'm sorry. There's no name for that. Sorry, Bunny. You have it. Like, I'd rather have Abaddon win than the Bunny because she hasn't been exciting. She's been a valet. She's never been a breakout star. She can be violent, but
We also had the return of Red Velvet last night,
ugh. I haven't seen
and she
her
took
ass in
on
years.
Julia Hart.
Wait, did Julia Hart win?
Yes,
Wow.
picture
That says a
perfect
lot that a
moonsault
year
for
ago.
the 1-2-3.
Check that out. A year ago, you would have told me Red Velvet beat Julia Hart. Skip 1 year later, Red Velvet is the freaking jobber. Damn. Time has fucking flipped in AEW.
Julia Hart, man, her gimmick is very over.
No, yeah, now. And now, because you know why? It was the match with Chris Statlander a few weeks ago. That put me on to Julia Hart. She did the moonsault like Tiffany Stratton. Shout out to D-Walk and NXT time on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. Did the moonsault. Puts me on to her. Now, Hot Mook Summer. What's the ceiling for Julia Hart with her new gimmick, which is just all dark?
I don't know, but I do know wherever it goes, I want her to fight Abaddon.
Yes.
That
makes sense.
You know, I guess I'm a little surprised they didn't do that for Halloween, but what do I know?
They did do a match with Halloween.
The two-
They did Abaddon and Sheeta 3. So Abaddon and Sheeta 4 Halloween fight.
See, I'm saying Julia and Abaddon.
Oh no.
That would
They should,
have
though.
made more sense. I was thinking they should have done something for a while now.
Yeah, that's true. But
Well, now they're doing now they're doing the Sky Blue
thing.
evil
And Willow.
turn.
Yeah, Willow Nightingale thing, which again, I would love to see Willow Nightingale as a heel. She pounces motherfuckers, just goes like, that would be awesome.
Well, what they think is going to happen is they're going to have Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
Why not have a stable? Why is it okay that Bailey has 2 girls on her side and Julia can't? Fuck it. You know? She did her due.
What if Statlander turns?
Nah, they already did that. It didn't work out. Remember last year before the knee injury? She was turning heel, and it just didn't work out. And
yeah, but what if she?
And remember, Joe, she dethroned Jade. So it's not smart to flip her heel after you just took away the biggest heel in the company after a long ass year of that shit. Like, she's doing good. But continue. I want to talk about a match that you talked about and hyped me up yesterday. I saw between 2 big boys.
Are you talking about 2 meaty men slapping meat?
That's right.
Gotta love it.
Let's just talk about it.
Pause.
Let's talk about it, man.
Well, you can pause.
You said 2 men slapping meat. Pause.
2 big meaty men slapping meat. That's who said that? Booker T?
Yeah, but Booker T can say anything, get away with it. It's Booker T. Okay.
So let's talk about it. We had Keith Lee, the Limitless One, versus Samoa Joe for the ROH television title.
Yeah.
On the line at the time of the recording of the fight. We'll put that out there.
And ROH, and at this time of this match, Samoa Joe was the longest reigning ROH television champion of all time.
Which is sad because Matt Taven. When I think of ROH TV titles, I think of Ciampa. I think of Matt Taven. I think of Bryan Danielson. I think of CM Punk.
Jay Lethal.
I think of Jay Lethal. I think of Seth Rollins. Never think of Samoa Joe.
Now you don't have a choice but to.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying so. Matt Taven was a good wrestler to y'all.
True.
I'm asking, was he like? Every time I watched him, whenever I watched it, it was like I didn't really see nothing but purple gloves. That's the only thing I seen to me.
He's all right. Matt Taven's okay. I felt like he never had his spot.
No. And even when he never had his spot. You're right, because like at the time that he was coming up, you had Bryan Danielson and you had all these guys one after the other just destroying shows and then you had Matt Taven. Matt Taven is the Roderick Strong of ROH TV titles, which is ironic to say because Roderick Strong is it's his wheelhouse in ROH. And even then, he wasn't even that famous in ROH. He was the wrestler,
But
he was the workhorse, but that's it.
But this match was.
What was my man gimmick with the peacock gimmick in TNA?
Is
he had the dude come out and carry him around and everything?
Dalton?
Yeah. Ain't they?
Yeah, he's
talking about Dalton Castle?
Yeah, ain't Dalton Castle and Matt Taven together as a tag team now?
Hmm?
No, I might be getting it wrong, but like who is
Matt Taven's part of the Kingdom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's with Roderick Strong and Mike Kanellis.
My fault. I forgot. I mean, my bad.
It's all good. It happens.
It happens. Brain farts happen. So we had Keith Lee and Samoa Joe. Even though Keith Lee did get some offense in, the match was primarily all Samoa Joe. And it's sad because you would think that they would want bigger things for Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And they had him lose. They had him get choked out.
And I want to talk about that because what comes next makes what happened to Keith Lee worse. Because
way worse.
Yeah.
This buries Keith Lee for sure.
Yes.
Samoa Joe retains the ROH television title after demolishing Keith Lee and choking him out. Asks for a mic and says that he's hungry. And he's not going to stop until he gets gold. And he says at this time, I am vacating the ROH television title.
Which shat on.
And he lays the belt down.
Yeah, it shat on Keith Lee. You could have given it to him. You could have given it to him, and let Keith Lee make a name in ROH. But no, for some weird effing reason, you let Joe keep it. You make Keith Lee look weak. Because I watched the match. It made Keith Lee look weak at the end. And then you vacate the belt. For once again, another fucking tournament. We've already had 6 in 4 months.
Tony Khan's favorite thing to do, tournaments.
Hot Mix Summer, your thoughts on this?
Who?
You,
Mr. Luke?
I couldn't hear you over the coughing.
Sorry, sir.
But I don't know. From what I can take, I just think they made the finish to the match, the decision to do that before they realized that Joe was going to vacate. So I think there was different plans, and they just kind of like, well, fuck, what do we do now?
True. And that's scary to think about because if the plan was to give it to Joe, if the plan was to give it to Keith, and you didn't give it to Keith, maybe because Keith's hurt, but then that makes me even more sad. It makes me sadder because you just came back from injury. You don't need that. You really don't need that at all. And again, other than Keith, I don't think there's anybody else other in the roster, and if anyone can put a name that would take. Actually, no, wait. The Peacock guy. He could be the TV title.
Dalton Castle?
Yeah, Dalton Castle could be the TV title, man. He can rock it. He was before. He was the freaking ROH World Champion at one point.
Can I say something?
Go on, D-Walk.
To me, it made Keith Lee seem still strong because he didn't tap out. He passed out. You remember Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar got the Hell's Gate on Undertaker? On Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar got the middle finger passed out. But in the same way, this might be a dark heel turn for Keith Lee. Because like I said, he didn't tap out. He passed out.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, Keith Lee coming back shouldn't have been to a loss. Keith Lee coming back should have been at least a 3-match or 4-match jobber leading up to someone known, leading up to Joe, and then you lose because then you see that there's a momentum. But no, him coming back, you got to fight Joe for ratings, and then take. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to see another tournament.
Here's my problem with this whole thing. Samoa Joe already lost to MJF.
Yep.
MJF already made him pass out.
Yep.
You're gonna run this again, and what? Give him the belt this time?
Yeah. That's and
they have no choice but to give. They have to give the belt to Joe now.
No, and that's
Joe vacated the
Joe.
Joe was the longest reigning ROH TV champion. Beat everybody.
Yes.
And then vacated the title because he's like, I'm hungry and I want the gold. You've put yourself into a fucking corner now because you have this vicious, violent Samoa Joe that's hungry for gold and who just vacated a championship because it wasn't the gold he wanted. Yeah. And now he's going after your world champion. And what are you going to do now? You can't let MJF beat him again because they're just going to bury him.
Okay, that's true. Here's an option. Let Joe go to pockets. Fuck it. Take that belt. Take that belt. Don't take it off MJF. Come on.
He wants the world title. That's all he wants.
It doesn't. Okay.
And maybe for a second he'll get it.
I guess so.
But I just don't see them doing that. You're derailing a young talent to give it to an older established talent that doesn't need the championship.
Who has a track record of every time he gets the ball, he gets injured. Every single, not his fault though, but every single time he gets the ball, he gets thumb injured, toe injured, back injury, knee injury, something this, something that, something that, blah, 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 blah. I think what they're doing is a fail-safe. MJF's contract's up in January. Remember that.
I thought he just resigned.
So you might want to
Well, that's.
Yeah, I thought he just resigned the contract.
There is speculation that the contract MJF has re-signed his contract already.
No way.
But they're just but they're playing it off as the bidding war of 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been hyping it up for long enough.
I know,
but supposedly he's already re-signed.
That's fucked up. That's stupid of him. CW just bought NXT, for God's sake. You could have waited 1 week. They would have called you, MJF.
Supposedly, and CW passed on NWA.
Yeah.
Because of the whole cocaine thing with James Mitchell.
Shit, that sucks too. Sandow never gets a break.
MJF.
And then CW decided to go with NXT, which they're now going to be making $31 million versus the $15 million they were getting with USA Network.
That's fine. That's something.
So they're making double what they were making.
That's good though. That's good.
And they're getting primetime TV now.
Okay.
On regular TV.
No, I'm good for them. I'm happy for them. There's no hate.
That's going to be more viewership.
That's true. But again, MJF, I actually wanted him to go to WWE. At least a 2-year contract. At least a 2-year contract.
It's not 2 years. It's never 2 years.
WWE never signs a 2-year contract. They usually make you sign 4 to 5 year contracts.
Yeah, but again, they want him so bad. I'll tell them, you only get 2 years of me. That's it. I want to see how you're going to treat me. So I'm giving you 2 years. I'm not going to be stuck for 4 and become a standout.
But
I'll be like, I'll give you 12 months.
Yeah.
Let's see how you treat me, and if it's good, I'll resign. If it's not, I'm going somewhere else.
But they
Yeah.
passed up on him already. And to me, like, if MJF go to WWE, they go drop the ball like they do in LA Knight. They go drop the ball like they did with. Well, the only wrestler they got that did what they supposed to do is AJ Styles. Any other wrestler they did, Bobby Roode, they dropped the ball on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't see. That's why I can't
Now-
see MJF going to WWE.
Let's also admit the fact that MJF was already tried to get with WWE and they passed on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that also harbors a little bit of negativity from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That you didn't give me a chance.
Yeah. And LA Knight. We'll get to LA Knight when we get to WWE soon. Any other thing to talk about AEW?
We had Jay White and Mark Briscoe
Okay.
for the number one contendership to MJF's title at Full Gear.
And surprise, Jay White won.
It was a good match, though.
It was, but you know where this was going. Jay White for MJF is money. In terms of NJPW viewers and in terms of AEW viewers, you have to give it to them. They're both villains.
Everybody. But everybody's going for MJF. Wardlow's trying to get to MJF. Samoa Joe wants MJF.
You know what that means, right?
What?
It's gonna
be a tournament for MJF.
Of course. It's been a tournament for MJF for the last 3 months. Every single month it's a tournament.
Everybody wants to go after MJF. It's like, you want to go after him? You want to go after him? Okay, you guys are going to have a battle royal.
Exactly. And speaking of battle royal, I want to give a shout out to Badass Billy Gunn, everyone, and to Ric Flair. That's something we haven't talked about. Ric Flair is signed to AEW for a multi-year contract. Tony Khan picked his ass up real fucking quick. All right, good for him. For the tag team though, I have nothing to say about them because it's been dead and buried for the last month.
Who's that?
Last month. That's what I mean. I don't remember who the fuck the second person is. Like, who is the tag team right now? Like, it's not the trios or the Acclaimed with Daddy Ass. The tag
champions?
The trio
Ricky
champions.
Starks and Big Bill.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
They beat FTR.
Yeah, I remember that because FTR somehow some weird. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Also, don't forget we had a segment on AEW with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, the Golden Jets.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
And we had the Young Bucks come in and say, "Hey, what happened to the Elite? Did you forget about us?"
Damn.
And they had to cut a whole little promo thing back and forth. And it wound up with Kenny Omega finally talking because Jericho was doing all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny Omega finally talked and said, he's like, "You want to run this back again?" He's like, "Last time we did this, when it was me and Hangman, we beat you then." And he's like, "Now I got Jericho." He's like, "We'll do it again." And the winner will get the if Jericho and Omega win, they get the number one contender spot for the tag titles.
Yeah.
If they beat the Bucks.
Okay. Oh shit!
And
we got
then-
another one. And for the Bucks, keep going.
And if the Bucks win, then the Golden Jets are no more.
Okay. Then shout out to the Golden Lovers. Ibushi's still around. We have a special guest here today, ladies and gentlemen. Someone very special in my heart. BX Sports Jedi Network, Kevin. Once again, how are you doing, sir?
What's up, man? Dennis, salute everyone in the on the dais this evening. Salute.
What's going on?
How you doing, sir?
Thank you.
My pleasure to see everyone this evening.
Thank you. Sorry for the echo, but technical difficulties as it happens. We were to catch you up. We were talking about
Dynamite,
Jericho,
AEW.
Kenny Omega, we were talking about Samoa Joe vacating. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's talk about that. Let's start with that. What's your thoughts of Samoa Joe vacating the ROH TV title? And on top of that, in our opinions, my opinion, burying Keith Lee in the match.
Yeah, I'm puzzled because why not give Keith Lee an opportunity? Have Samoa Joe slip on the banana peel, and you could have get it where it could have been like a double pin where Keith Lee raises his shoulder. I mean, you could make it where it looks more viable. And then he goes, all right, I'll drop the Ring of Honor title. I got bigger fish to fry, because you feel kind of hypocritical, because here you have your world champion with the ROH tag team title. So in the AEW universe, you could carry both Ring of Honor title and the AEW title. So why not Samoa Joe? What's the exception of the rule here that Samoa Joe can't have the world TV title, win the AEW title, and then vacate the ROH TV title in a tournament? Not do it first, and then Keith Lee, who everyone wants to see him get over in All Elite Wrestling, and he still didn't win, and then he got choked out of all things. I mean, is there any hope for Keith Lee going forward in 2024 in that company? That's the question I'm asking here.
I don't see it. I don't see anything happening with Keith Lee.
Nope. By the way, before we continue, I have a exclusive, and I haven't used this video in a long time, Joe, so you'll remember this. It's time with Spilling the Tea with B-Mac.
Don't miss that boat, or you might be left behind.
Sorry about that. Shout out to B-Mac. He just gave a tweet right now. Tony Khan has just officially announced that there will be an update on the ROH TV title on next week on ROH. Now, who do you think is going to be basically a fucking tournament again? Yeah. Okay. Fuck that shit. God damn it.
Keith Lee.
That's a good point. Goofy. Now we messed up. If Keith Lee's in the tournament and he wins, he had to do the whole.
No. You have Keith Lee in the tournament and he loses.
Yep.
So
Would that surprise you though?
Yeah.
No, they'd be expected.
If that happened, like you know, Keith Lee a jobber. If that happened, Keith Lee gonna be a Brooklyn brawler. If that happened.
Wow.
I mean, Brooklyn Brawler had a long career.
And that also might give him that push just to remake his character.
That's a good point. Thank you, Tim. That could help him. He lost to Samoa Joe, got choked out. You're right, D-Wog. He lost to Samoa Joe, got choked out. Now he's going to try to get the belt back the old-fashioned way by showing off his skill and reminding people he's limitless.
Okay, so if you get into a real fight,
Yeah.
They gonna call you more of a punk if you tap out than you do that rather just get choked out.
That's true.
But let me ask you this: is anyone really invested though? After all that, you know, he had a lackluster feud with Swerve. His time in AEW, and then you're gonna do this here. Are you really gonna spend the energy and the time to invest in a Keith Lee right now? Because you're right now as we speak, we're expecting him to lose, and then don't expect anything from him.
I expect him to retire eventually.
No.
I guess. In a sense, it could work. I
he
don't want to
ain't
retire
young.
now. Yeah.
He ain't no spring chicken, man. He's not like 20-something years old.
Yeah, he's about 30. I'm 41 and I can still go. I mean, I can't go for like a 10-minute wrestling match. I go for like 9. And I'm in an ice bath. But at least I'm trying. I mean, God.
You remember the matches he had with Dijak? Like them matches was crazy. Especially for them being big dudes. Them matches was crazy.
I mean, Keith Lee weighed a little less then too.
Yeah.
Did he pick up more weight?
Yes, he's picked up weight.
As you get older, you do.
How old is Keith Lee?
36, 37.
he still could do it. I think Keith Lee still got 2 more years if he don't get hurt.
Yeah, he's not like I said. He ain't that young.
He's not young, man. He's
I
a
mean,
big
he not
boy.
no
Not for
Big
the
Bobby
wrestling.
boys.
Lashley.
Not for the wrestling business.
Yeah,
I mean, he not no Bobby
no,
Lashley,
exactly.
but
Big boys in wrestling business, they can go for at least 40.
yeah, man, he not no Bobby Lashley, but Keith Lee, he got another year or two just to be that big.
Keith Lee just turned 40.
Yeah,
There you go.
he got another
He's
year
going
or
to
two.
Yeah, he
turn
got 2
40.
more
Oh,
years.
so he's
3 more
40.
years. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's 39.
39.
He
He'll
turned
be
40 on November 8th.
yeah, but he not no
Oh,
Bobby
damn.
Lashley.
Happy birthday.
I think Bobby Lashley, he could go. How long do you think Bobby Lashley could go for? Another 3-4 years?
Difference is Bobby Lashley is in great physical condition.
True.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
whoa. We're not gonna wait. We're not gonna knock on between Lashley and Keith Lee just because someone has 6-pack and someone has a 12. Someone has a beer gut.
What?
No, you can still have a beer gut and be athletic.
Okay.
I'm just going into the fact where Bobby Lashley's in the gym probably 7 days a week, 6 hours a day.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
When he hits 50, that shit's gone. With Keith
But look
Lee,
it-
he'll beat Keith Lee at 50. He'll be fine.
I know some fat people.
Keith Lee
I know
has to be
some
in
fat
shape
people that
to
could
keep
go
up with
more
Mia Young.
than muscular people. So we
True,
can't even
D-Wall.
say that category.
I heard this issue with that too.
All right. You know what? We talked about AW long enough, and it's about time we switch up to something else. It's time for the WWE talk.
You know, we
What,
didn't even
Mr.
talk
Joe?
about the masked men and the devil at the end of the thing that beat the shit out of the Acclaim.
We know it's Adam Cole, but yes, please continue.
Are you sure though?
Man is.
I don't think it is.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's not Roderick Strong. It'll be stupid as hell if it's Strong.
Then who are the
And
other
he's
4
not Cole,
guys?
though. Who do you think it is?
Obviously, it's Cody and Fuego.
Oh,
Well,
you don't know. Don't
Me
you?
and D-Walk were talking about this earlier. We were thinking it might be Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and
Okay.
FTR.
Now, Kyle O'Reilly's still in contract.
What if it was Will Ospreay?
Bobby Fish is in TNA.
Yeah, but he's free to do what he wants.
I guess. Why would you bring him back though?
I don't think they know
Why
what
not?
it is.
As a Kevin, what's your thoughts on that? If they bring him back, obviously Adam, Kyle, and Fish have to go for the trios belts. Makes
What if
sense.
it's
Fine.
Ospreay? What if Ospreay?
But you're using this devil gimmick for something that you just could have just surprised us on a pay-per-view. Oh my God, Kyle and Bobby are back! Holy shit! You could have just done that instead of doing this devil. For me, could have done this stupid ass devil gimmick.
But who's the devil is the question. Now, if it's not Adam Cole, and it's a big work,
Yeah.
and it's CM Punk,
I knew you were gonna say his fucking name. I fucking
He's
knew
not.
it. I knew it.
It's not Punk.
it would
They
be
don't
one of
know
the
it's not
greatest things that would happen in wrestling because no one's expecting it.
And
They
the
don't know who it
memory,
is.
exactly, and the memory of wrestling fans would last a week.
Exactly.
And that's the sad thing about it. Let it go. And I don't think it's Punk, because honestly, you after so many bad terms with so many wrestlers in the back, just go someplace else. Try for a little bit. Come back in a couple of years. Then you can be a commentator. No one's gonna say nothing about that. No one. A wrestler, you shall not be in AEW.
Well, WWE just updated their alumni page and added Punk back.
Yeah, what a surprise. D-Walk,
And-
say what you guys say. I know you want to say something.
This is what I'm saying. This era is watered down. It's not like the era where we grew up, where we could accept criticism. This era now, they can't accept criticism, so they get offended. So that part, to me, how I feel about when CM Punk went to AEW, it was the young cats who, when you try to teach somebody something and you get offended by it, then the old heads that will listen. You know what I mean? Do that make sense? Like the old heads listen, the new cats, they get offended by everything. and that's how I feel about how everything going on right now. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I understand you.
I understand. Yeah, I do. You know what's even
That's
sadder? What's even sadder is that we haven't talked about any women's matches at all, except for one of AEW.
They don't promote it.
No.
It's a
45
9:30
minutes.
spot. 9:30 spot like clockwork for 10 minutes, and that's it. And they had a strong women's roster, and then now it's nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely
It's
effing nothing.
because of Tony Storm. Tony Storm. That's it. That's the only one
Yeah.
that's holding that division with that gimmick, and that's not gonna last for long.
and Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
You already had the bunny got released, or she asked for her departure, no longer part of the company no more.
She didn't ask for it. She got it. They agreed to it.
They agree, yeah. The point is, she's no longer in AEW. She's done. She's gone. I mean, it's getting smaller and smaller. They bought the Dangerous Velvet and Mariah May from New Japan.
Yep.
Okay, what next?
Also, talking about the deal, I want to give a shout out to BMAC once again. This is another tweet he came out 6 hours ago. House of Wrestling has learned that a high-level CW executive approached Tony Khan at the LA Forum in June 2022 about bringing ROH content to the network. So they already approached him beforehand, before NXT. So I like that. And Tony Khan probably just said no because 2022 was a weird year. June in AEW. It was around September, November is when it really got hot. A lot of matches. Hawk, Orange Cassidy is around that year as well. 2022, 2021, 2022, something around there. But again, I'm happy about that. Ladies and gentlemen, before Joe keeps talking about, and by the way, I love pockets. He does not. We give respect for that. We get love for that. All right. It's time for Raw.
Yeah.
Woo!
I know. Now, the lineup for November 6th, 2023 is as follows. Number 1, contender battle royal for the Women's World Championship. Tozawa versus Nakamura. Fatal 4-way to determine the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz versus Bronson Reed versus Ricochet versus Ivar. Okay, starting off, Seth Rollins comes out. He says he and Drew beat each other up in Crown Jewel. He says he wants to give up props to Drew because he wants not in bed with Judgment Day and they didn't get involved in the match. He asked Sami Zayn to come out so he can thank him in person. Sami Zayn comes out. Seth, this is the weird thing. I love Adam Pearce. This is the only general manager after a long period of time that actually gets involved in shit in both brands. He's like, I hate this thing. I hate this job. I hate you. And Vince McMahon doesn't come out and say, shut up or kiss my ass. So I respect that for him. They hold all the Raw titles except the World Heavyweight Championship. He says if Priest wins the world title, then they will deal with the Bloodline 2.0. He says he won't let that happen. Rollins talks a lot of crap. He says he wants to see Adam Pearce. Rollins then says Sami gets himself a World Heavyweight Championship match, and all he has to do is say when. Sami says he's caught off guard. He says the first thing that's coming to his mind is when he wins the World Heavyweight Championship. He wants to beat a champion that's not compromised. Rollins says that there's a world title match with his name, and he has to say when. Judgment Day is backstage, and Dominic says he can watch Mimi's win. Don't know why that came out. Damien comes in and is pissed that Sami has a title opportunity. He says he is going to handle the New Day tonight, and they leave. The New Day versus the Judgment Day. I'm not going to give you the match. I'm going to say that Judgment Day won. I'm happy New Day got in this match. I'm happy Judgment Day had a nice little quick in, tagging out a la the Shield. This was a year too late. I'm sorry. That's just me. Your thoughts, Kevin?
No, I agree with you. You know, New Day is one of the most decorated tag team champions or WWE history. I understand why they gave us that match, after that long pay-per-view and all. But I like that they kept it short and sweet. And I agree with you. It was a year too late for the New Day. They could have had this a year ago, but it is what it is. You know, the crowd in Mohegan Sun, they got a good match, and it was short and sweet to the point.
True. Joe?
Again, I agree. Short and sweet, to the point, and Judgment Day is dominating the brand right now.
Yes. Dennis?
As much as I hate to say it, Judgment Day is killing it right now. I mean, they dominate. I mean, you could tell it's cracks that's about to happen, but right now they dominate right now. You know what I mean?
All right. I get that.
Alex, I just want to add that there's high praise in the back for Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been wrestling beat up, he's been wrestling hurt, he's been working through everything.
Thank you. I was about to say that. He's a fucking Rican. He'll fight. He'll rest when he's dead. He's
And
fine.
from the Bronx.
So
And from the
he's being praised by the brass.
I'm happy for him, man. He deserves it. Like, he's been working his ass off for years. He got that shine from Bad Bunny a couple months ago in the match in Puerto Rico. They showed that, you know, he's a good ambassador for Puerto Rican wrestling back and forth. So yeah, give him the rub. I'm happy with that. I'm so happy. And again, he's a Rican. He'll rest when he dies. Así aquí.
I would like him more.
Moving on. Tozawa versus Nakamura. And I talked about this with Dennis and you, Kevin, yesterday.
No,
Tozawa is fucking hot right now. Whatever he says, whatever he does is fire and just ratings for him. And it's weird considering that 2 years ago he was not really funny. A year ago he was just doing the. That's all he was doing. That's all he does. And he makes freaking ratings, which is sad to say that how much time you put in the writing table. Just Joe, say it before I even say that we won the match. We all know
I'm just agitated to the fact where how do you have a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura going from the world title picture in a vicious form down to facing a Tozawa on Raw?
Yeah. A guy who had a great
What
match
in the hell is going on?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Again, Tozawa in the level of popularity is up there with the. And I'm just saying it popularity wise. Don't get mad at me, Joe. As a AJ Styles, as a Seth Rollins, as a Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, man. That's how it is. Let's go back to 2016.
I'm gonna take my sunglasses off of that. Did you just really just put Tozawa in the same retrospect as an AJ Styles?
Popularity wise.
Yes.
That's why I said the level, and that's why I put the disclaimer before you put those eyeglasses off. Now I'm giving you an example. 2016, Sandow was a joke act, but he was talking with all the high-level players, and he was hanging with them, and you knew that. Sometimes you don't have to be a great wrestler to hang with the high-level. You know that, Joe. You remember that? Do you remember that doofy asshole that was with Carmella?
Yeah,
Before he got-
Ellsworth.
Exactly. He was a dumbass, and this guy did one super kick to AJ Styles that made him a legend. And you remember that super kick, Joe. Why? Because it was a moment. And then he did some last stupid shit and then buried himself, and then he's a monster. The fact of it is,
I try not to remember James Ellsworth because I try not to remember Zach Gowen.
okay, come on. Zach Gowen did nothing wrong to nobody. First off, not a damn nothing to nobody. He was a one-legged wrestler, for God's sake. Brock Lesnar killed him.
He hopped on in there. That's what he did. He did wrong. He hopped on in there.
Right. Shout out to Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura won. Otis and Nakamura came face to face, but Nakamura walks away. Now, here's a question for everyone here and ever watching. Otis versus Nakamura, yes or no?
Well, they have to now.
But yes, like yes, you want to see this, or like no, like whatever.
When it happened, I didn't want to see. But then I tuned into the next night on Tuesday night, and that dominant match he had against Gulak. I said, you know what? I want to see Nakamura and Otis because Otis looked really like a powerhouse. So you know what? Yeah, I'm intrigued. Is it gonna be anything with a storyline behind it? Probably not.
No. Mr. Hot Luke Summer, what's your thoughts on this?
I have no thoughts on WWE, man.
Nice. I remember that. I missed the old move. Dennis, what are your thoughts on Otis versus Nakamura as a prospect for a match?
Garbage.
Jeez. Okay.
Wow. God, this is a tough one.
Okay. All right. I just want to see it. I think I want to see it because again, Otis is a really good wrestler. He's a freaking tree. And against Nakamura, who's all kicks, you're gonna have to kick the crap out of that damn tree to come down. And that's what I want to see. Like, how far is his knee gonna go until Otis says, "Now you ain't gonna knock my ass down"? So that's a match I do want to see if they really play it out. Because again, remember, Sami Zayn Nakamura, 2014, 13-14 NXT pay-per-view. They didn't practice. They just went in there and had fun. And that was 20 minutes of gold. So please, Otis, please, Nakamura, take your time. If you got 10 minutes, make that 10 minutes, fold it into 20 out of 10. Make it into magic. That's all you got to do, man.
Otis looking like Bastion Booger 2.0.
Okay,
No,
here we go.
not
Yeah, I missed the beard. Yeah. Moving on. Fatal four-way match to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship: The Miz versus Bronson Reed, another big boy, versus Ricochet, a flyer, versus Ivar, another big boy. So two big boys, and one ranty guy who's just out of his prime, and Ricochet. So
Ivar's a big boy that can fly too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I didn't shit on Ivar. I like Ivar. I like Bronson Reed, and I like Ricochet, and that's that. Now, I'm gonna skip all this shit. The winner of the Miz. Ivar attacks Miz from behind. Ivar hits a moonsault on Miz. Now, it has been announced: Miz versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship.
No.
Yes,
You're wrong.
Yes, it has.
They canceled it.
What?
It was. So here's the problem. The match was supposed to. The ending of the match was supposed to be a double pin.
Yeah.
Ivar was supposed to pin Ricochet. Miz was supposed to pin Bronson Reed, and it was going to lead up to a match between the two, or a triple threat. So Ricochet kicked out because he had a concussion and didn't remember what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but official WWE Twitter account just announced that it's for War Games. It's Miz versus Gunther. I'm looking at the WWE Twitter account as of right now. It was posted 2 hours ago, and they have the graphic and the picture.
Because 8 hours ago they had taken it down.
No, it's
and
back.
2 hours ago, it's back.
It's back.
They probably got heat for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
that was this morning when I saw that shit.
Miz is a veteran for over 20 plus years. Like it or not, I think he's overpassed his prime there, but they're gonna give him this last hurrah there. I don't know if he beats Gunther, but that's like a last hurrah. You know, he's out there, he's a professional. He takes the bumps, he gets all the wrestlers over, he's still
safe.
good on the microphone. He's safe. Correct word you said there. So they're just gonna give him that rub there, that honorary run there. You know, thank you. You know, get in there and if the crowd's behind him in Chicago, I don't think he beats Gunther, but he could still go over without going on.
He might beat Gunther though. That's the question.
I'm afraid of that though. But I want to see Gunther hold this title until WrestleMania, man.
Well, who's he lose it to?
I would love him to go against Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
That's just me, but I don't think Nick Aldis is going to wrestle. But
what if he loses it to Gable?
That's another one.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
No. I think
you know
he's
why?
losing momentum.
You know why? No, and you're right. This is the part that no one's saying out loud. I'm waiting for someone to say it. No one's saying it. The Miz is going to win the belt.
No, we
know
have
this.
a funny feeling. I have a funny feeling, yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
He's doing a face turn again.
Yeah, but he can carry the belt. He can carry the division of the belt. He can make people sit in seats and watch him. That's probably why they're doing this. Someone in CW or someone in the back's like, hey, you remember last year, 2 years ago when the Miz had the belt and everyone actually watched him? Huh. And you know that we have Gunther now and no one actually watches him except for that one match with Gable that we fucked up because we can't do that again? Why don't we give it the Miz? And guess what? I bet you, and this is not an exclusive. This is me guessing. I bet you if he wins the belt, then the Miz is going to announce another season of his damn show.
Yeah, that's
Watch
also
that.
there. And Gunther's injured. which is not out in the. I'm gonna spill the tea here. I'm gonna give you the spill that he has an injury. That's why you don't see too much of him in the premium live events. That's an inside. I know that from the inside.
Also, he has visa issues and he can't leave the country.
The Miz can. The Miz is the safest worker there damn near is. So give it to the Miz. I don't want to give it to the Miz. But
why not?
It's just someone else. No, because again, he's okay. The Miz is only good with the opponent that he goes against, right? If he does a fucking Dolph Ziggler and rants about no one respects me, Dolph Ziggler did that shit for 10 years. That's been dead, dude. This is 2023. We don't do that shit no more. You better have a new gimmick other than saying that no one gave you respect. Dude, you're a multi-time Intercontinental Championship. You put the belt on the map. Your job now, Mr. Miz, is to elevate the guy who takes the belt off you, not bury him. So that's what I want to see. Whoever he fights against, I'm hoping he elevates the guy to give the belt off of. Because the Miz is not going to do a 2-year run with the belt. The Miz is not even going to do a 1-year belt with the run. He's going to do at least 3 to 4 months tops. 6.
I was going to say 6 months.
I was being cynical and saying 4. But I'm being optimistic and say 6. That's it. That's what the Miz is known for. 6-month runs. That's all he needs. So that's all I gotta say about that. And bleh, I love the Miz. I hate his ass. Creed Brothers versus DIY. Great match. Great back and forth. DIY dives onto them, but are caught by Creed Brothers. Julius tags in and hits a moonsault. Brutus with another moonsault cover. 1-2. Ciampa kicks out. Ciampa breaks it up. Ciampa knocks out Brutus and Gargano with a Poison Rana, which is the Poison Rana. Someone wrote this wrong. Thank you. NXT Creed Brothers. Favorite for Mr. Kevin Cruz. Brutus drags Ciampa out of the ring. Kaiser shows up and kicks Gargano in the head. Julius picks up Gargano and Brutus hits the Brutus ball for the win. Thoughts on this match, Mr. Kevin? Since your favorites.
Yo, Creed Brothers, they booking them. I know it's only 2 matches, but I love the way they solid booked them. What an introduction to the WWE, you know, for people that haven't seen them and the way they're like, who are these guys? You know, they come in, they look, you know, they remind you like a Steiner Brothers type of light, you know, I'm not saying they're going to be the Steiner Brothers. Hold on before you guys go bananas, but they give you that vibe, that with the finisher with the Brutus ball. That's who they are in NXT. That's how they always come out. And I'm glad they're getting a push here. And they did it the safe way because DIY has an issue with Imperium. And you know what? They didn't have to job like every other new tag team that comes up, you know, put in the work to lose, like Katen and Katana. They came up and they haven't won. I don't think they haven't won a tag team match on the main roster yet. So at least I like the Creed Brothers coming up and winning and showing us and getting them involved and showing the audience who is this new tag team and trying to beef up the tag team division through the NXT brand. So I'm okay with it. You know, we got to let it play out a little more to see where the character development goes on the main roster, because you can't be too much baby face. There's got to give us something there. They got to give us a feud that now wants to say, okay, the Creed, that's a nice story. Now I want to see something more. And hopefully they could develop their characters on the main roster. And I'm for it. Let's give it some time. And I hope they book it and they put them in an angle or story with the right heels properly. That's gonna make them shine on the main roster.
I do agree that they are kind of like the Steiner Brothers. They give you that feeling.
I'm happy with that. I mean, if they give the Steiner Brothers, we need more gimmick tag teams in wrestling. We just need gimmick tag teams. True. We just do.
Now, my only problem with the whole match was the fact that you just put DIY back together and you're having them lose their second match.
But the story was how they lost, though.
Yeah.
I get that, but still, they could have saved the Creed Brothers and DIY for like a pay-per-view or something.
Yeah, we're in November though, Joe. We need to wrap this up for the paper. We need to wrap this up for the pay-per-view because all these things are ramping up to the pay-per-view. They didn't think about this. They should have thought about that a month ago, but times, writing, everything else. Backstage, Sami Zayn is backstage and Jay walks in. Jay says he feels bad about costing him a world title last time. He says he will win tonight. He says that he and Cody got his rematch for the tag titles. Jackie interviews Becky Lynch, who says she is looking for a fight if the fight that leads back to the championship. Then counter in. Nia Wax is behind her. I think it's Nia Jax. Nia Jax is behind her. She says that she was waiting for Lynch to turn around and say that no one can throw her over the face, which would make her happy. Byron interviews Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Chelsea says that they are a champion, so they have the best shot at winning. Shayna Baszler walks in and says she is going to tear apart the first person she sees in the ring. Green asks Piper to get them, and she says it's every woman for herself. Shayna says that she will have her hand raised, as Shayna does. All right, number one contender battle royale for the Women's World Championship. Nia Jax music plays. I'm going to skip ahead to the ending here. Zoe Starks wins. Now, because Nia Jax, I don't give a shit about that. I want to give a shout out to Xia Li. We talked about that yesterday on NXT. Xia Li is coming up. I want to give a shout out to her. Zoe Starks giving a shout out to NXT women.
Jazz
What's your
2.0.
thoughts on it? Yeah. Joe, your thoughts, then Kevin.
I like the way that they ended the battle royal with her and Shayna going at it, because it was fitting. And I do like that they're giving her a push, but I don't see her beating Rhea Ripley.
Of course not. It's Zoe Starks. Little ass. Come on now. Nah. Kevin, your thoughts?
First of all, you skipped the real good part on that backstage where Becky Lynch totally burned Nia Jax when she says, "While you broke my nose, I went on to win and became the man and world title while you got your ass fired." I was like, "Whoa!" Talk about putting some realism into that promo. That was spicy. Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, there you go, Becky. Give it to her." Yeah. And I love the story of the battle royal. It wasn't the same cookie cutter. You saw Nia Jax, and then they have the same Final Four. They like, Nia Jax, Raquel, and so forth. They changed it up a little bit. They got rid of Nia Jax. They didn't allow Becky to come in with the swerve with Xia Li. But then here comes Pierce, like you said, Alex, getting involved. You're right. You caused too much chaos. You don't deserve to be in the battle royal. Threw her ass out of that. They didn't even let her come on it. And the ladies that we saw in the back, instead of eating bran muffins or brownies, they actually were in the ring in a battle royal and used on TV. So they weren't just in catering that night, like Katana and Kaden and all the other, and Natalia. I understand we roll our eyes when we see them, but they're getting on TV for exposure. It served its purpose. I like that they like you said, it was Baszler. And so he starts getting rid of Raquel Rodriguez. Like, I'm only thinking, it's going to be Raquel and Rhea, getting ready for them to go that big one-on-one, because that's the most draw that you could sell to want to see. But I guess they don't want to do it just yet. They're going to put Zoe there because she did get the rub by Trish Stratus. So maybe let's see if Zoe Starks could get over without getting over in this feud with Rhea Ripley. So that's a test for Zoe Starks. She's not even a year on the roster yet, and she's going to have her first women's title. So you know what? She's doing something right in the eyes of the bookers and the creative. They're giving her the push, but we don't know. It's like the LA Knight situation. She's not going to win that title, but we want to see how she looks in the main stage and also cutting promos against Rhea Ripley. So this is like a test here. Remember, WWE after Survivor Series do not have a pay-per-view until the end of January. There's no December pay-per-view other than Deadline. I don't know if they're going to cross-promote with NXT. And then they're going to do holiday tours. So there's kind of like a little bit of a break there. So they want to give us like a filler. I hate to say it like that, but it feels like a filler with that feud with Zoe Starks and Rhea Ripley. But again, let's see if she can get over without getting over in a nutshell.
No, of course. I get that. And everything. Thursday Night Mook, anything on this?
Nope.
D-Walk?
Yo.
Okay. All right.
He said, "Yo."
Oh, yo to you too. All right. Hey, what's your thoughts on Zoe Starks winning the Rumble? Well, the contender, whatever thing.
Battle Royal.
Battle Royal. Thank you.
I'd rather see somebody else win than Zoe Stark.
Okay.
I give her till next year, till she actually win it. But right now it's not her time. I mean, she don't get that much exposure, nothing or her matches and everything is not that good yet for her to like win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
All right.
I get that. All right. Backstage, Jackie interviews Rhea Ripley, who says she will handle her business at Survivor Series. She is interrupted by Zoe Starks, who says that her focus should be on her. She says that she hit her with the Z360, and that's a stupid name. And she would have been the new champion if it wasn't for Nia. Rhea says she beat four of the baddest women in Crown Jewel. Zoe says that she is going to take her title from her in Survivor Series. Main event. You know what? Main event. Every time there's a main event, I'm going to do this.
In words of Booker T, oh yeah, baby.
I thought you were gonna play. I thought you were gonna play Mark Henry. It's time for the main event.
I don't have that. That's called copyright infringement. I'm not getting in trouble with that. No. One day, sir.
Not
One day
again.
Not again. Exactly. Not again. Okay. I'm getting away with this because I made Booker T the Mickey Mouse. That's the only reason I'm getting away with this.
You need my partner. You need my partner to film it for you.
I know. Shout out to the Game to Destroy. We love you.
Yes, sir.
World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins' theme song plays and he walks to the ring. The match begins and both men reach a stalemate after multiple attempts at one wrestling. Let's call it like that. Seth attacks Sami in the corner. Sami rolls out of the ring. Sami with a moonsault on Rollins. Sami chop steps in the corner. Rollins knocks down Seth. Cover. Kick out. Sami with a diving elbow. Cover. Kick out. Sami with a big clothesline. Rollins hits a suicide dive onto Sami Zayn. Sami now dives onto Rollins. Rollins attacks Sami in the corner. Sami goes for the haluva kick and misses. Rollins hits a swanton and follows it with a moonsault. 1-2. Kick out. Sami attacks the back of Rollins and goes for the blue thunder bomb on the apron, but Rollins avoids it. Sami with the back body drop on the apron. Go to commercial. Both men exchange strikes. Rollins with a knee to the face. Rollins goes for the stomp, but Sami hits the blue thunder bomb. Cover. 1-2. Kick out. Sami with an exploder suplex in the corner. He goes for the haluva kick, but Seth super kicks him and hits the pedigree. Cover. 1-2. Kick out. Rollins goes for the stomp, but Sami locks in the Boston Crab, but Rollins rolls him up for the win with a fucking fruit roll up. What a surprise. Winner, Seth Rollins. After the match, Judgment Day attacks Sami Zayn from behind. Rollins dives onto them. The numbers are too much. They send Sami and Rollins into the ring. Jey Uso music plays, and he comes out and takes out everybody, but the numbers are still too much. Cody Rhodes comes out. On a run away to the away. I can't my fucking song. Cody Rhodes comes out and brawls with Priest. An all-out brawl breaks out. WWE official comes out to separate them. Adam Pearce gets on the mic and says that they can play games in Survivor Series in War Games. The brawl continues between both groups. Cody dives out onto everyone. Now, before I continue, we know that William Regal is re-employed to WWE. Why the fuck didn't you walk him outside to the fucking front and say, War Games? You had him
on TV. He's not on TV. The con man doesn't allow him to be on TV until next month.
The con man, damn. I like that. I remember that one. All right. Thoughts on this match that we've seen a bunch of times from 2014 to 2018 between Rollins and Seth, between Rollins and Zayn. D-Walk, your thoughts on the match, aftermath, and the brawl.
D-Walk?
D-Walk?
No. All right. Next.
Kevin.
When I saw this, before the match started, I want to give out shout out to the WWE with the promos and the vignettes with spicing this match up, because going into it, I had a thought that actually Sami Zayn was actually going to win this title, because I said, you know what, this is a perfect time for the holiday tour for the Rollins, Becky and Seth, because they work so much and they have their daughters and all that to take the holiday, the month of December off, and see you at the Rumble or the first Monday Night Raw at the New Year, and they have all those weeks off, similar to the way Bianca Belair went away with an injury for a couple weeks. So I said, you know what? I thought that Rollins was going to drop that title. All the near falls, all the near fall finishes. I understand you didn't like the fruit roll up finish, but I rather had the fruit roll up finish because you protected, especially after we saw the aftermath with everyone come in and all the fighting and everyone getting involved. If he would have gave him the curb stomp and really kind of like concussed Sami Zayn, could he really help in the battle with everyone coming in that hoopla? Because he just got curb stomped. You know, it wouldn't have registered or look well. You just got curb stomped, and meanwhile now you're fighting amongst each other, you know, with each other allied. So I kind of understand why the fruit roll up finish was given, but you at the moment I can understand why you get your irony and get upset with it. But then after you watch it and you watch it again and you understand it and register, go, all right, now I see why Rollins won that way. The match was a banger for especially at 11 at 10:45 to 11, where a lot of people are fighting with their eyelids to stay up, but it was entertaining because they put it on there. So I got to give them kudos on that. I thought there were going to be a title change. I love the fact the way they, you know, not all the time when they want to sack up a bunch of crap at the end. You know, we see it from the other wrestling company. They want to throw everyone there. They look like the Spanish people getting into the photos. Go, get in the picture, get in the picture. They actually did it with a little bit of organized chaos, which was good. And I love when Pierce came out and called the War Games. Of course, we all love Regal to do it, but he can't come on TV until next year, until a couple months, to be honest with you. And I'm all right with it. I'm okay with it for especially that hour of the night. I can't see anything to really complain too much about it. I was okay with it. Just the same, but it's starting to get old at the end that Cody Rhodes is going to run out. This guy's going to run out. But now they used it so much that it didn't feel too special for Survivor Series War Games. That's just my opinion. I'll leave it at that.
I respect that, Joe.
The match was good. I liked when Adam Pearce came out and he was pretty much like, "I'm tired of this shit."
Yeah,
every week. You like that little part. Adam Pearce came out and he was just like, "I'm tired of this shit." Like he was just aggravated. He's like, every week.
Mm-hmm. I feel
he's
bad
like, we
for
need
that.
to end this.
It's gonna be very, very, very repetitive after a while. He's like, "I'm tired." Like we know we get tired, then quit. There's better jobs than this, dude. Just quit. All right. All right. I'm gonna tell you that shit, but I'm gonna talk about SmackDown real quick because nothing really happened, in a sense of it all, and then we'll just wrap this up for final thoughts. All right. For SmackDown, not that much happens, but key moments. Kevin Owens secured a victory over Austin Theory with a signature move, the Stunner. Grayson Waller provided commentary during the match. In a non-title match, Shotzi and Charlotte Flair joined forces to defeat Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. This was on November 3rd, ladies and gentlemen. Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman addressed the audience with a promo ahead of Sikoa's upcoming match against John Cena and Crown Jewel, which is going to be a burial. Yeah. John Cena. Cena made his presence felt by engaging in what?
You did see the Crown Jewel thing, right?
The match already?
With Cena, yeah, and Solo.
Guess what? I didn't see the match, and I just predicted something that was going to happen. It's Cena. It's Cena got I'm a humble guy now. You're still going to bury that. Come on.
Cena got buried.
Cena got buried?
Yeah.
He got Samoan spiked like fucking 18 times.
Yeah, he got fingered. He got fingered really good. Yeah. He's pretty much hinting retirement.
Yeah, it's done. Cena's done.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip that crap out. Anyway, Pretty Deadly emerged victorious in a Donnybrook match against the Brawling Brutes. All right.
Yes, boy.
LA Knight stepped into the spotlight. Yes, man.
No, yes, boy.
LA Knight stepped into the spotlight and discussed his impending clash with Roman Reigns and Crown Jewel. We already know what happened there. Reigns himself made an appearance, resulting in a heated verbal confrontation between the two. Bianca Belair triumphed over Bayley in a hard-fought match. Following the bout, Belair sent a powerful message to put Bayley through the announce table. Belair set to challenge Io Sky for the championship at Crown Jewel. We already know what happened there. And that was SmackDown. It was very short, very quick SmackDown of setting up the Crown Jewel. We're not going to talk about Crown Jewel. That's another episode for next week. That's another hour of how. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that next week, Joe. We ain't getting away from that shit. No. We've been doing vacation for too long. That's on me. Final thoughts.
LA Knight.
that you know what? Let's get to this topic before we leave. Now, Booker T said this in a podcast about LA Knight, that LA Knight should focus on the higher ups and not focus on the people that's talking shit about him. Now, we all know that LA Knight's got a lot of heat with backstage, not with the higher ups, but with everybody else. Now, after Booker T said that, because it's true, like you don't have to give a shit about them, give a shit about the higher ups. How long will LA Knight either do this or adapt? Mr. Thursday Night Move.
Say it one more time. Who?
LA Knight. Well, you don't know who LA Knight is? My bad.
No,
okay, all right,
I don't.
my fault. Go on.
I've told you, I don't know shit about WWE. You know this.
I know.
This has been a universal truth.
Damn.
It's been a TNA.
I know.
So what do you? Let me ask you. I'm learning you for the first time. What itches you?
I like AEW.
All elderly wrestling.
I like AEW. I like MLW. I get into ROH.
Okay.
I go to Warrior Wrestling. I just do entertaining wrestling.
Okay.
He is a great wrestling fan, but due to circumstances of the life that we've had, and WWE being so shit for like the last 2 years, I get that.
Well,
and Joe knows this too. I haven't watched wrestling until I started this podcast up again. I watch wrestling.
Nothing about WWE like catches my interest.
Yeah.
It's if I want to see Roman Reigns get a cheated victory, I can just watch the same match on YouTube for the next 5 years. If I want to be disappointed, I could just get married again.
I didn't say that. Right. Shout out to the married people. I'm getting married soon, hopefully. But anyway,
I second that motion.
Yeah, I know you second that motion, Mr. Joe. All right,
but
if you can't, anyway, this is not the Love Broken podcast.
But looking at where AEW is right now, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the waters again. Maybe I'll just go to MLW and make that.
TNA is always getting hot.
MLW is Alex Hammerstone asked for his release.
Yep. And so,
baby, we're gonna get the dynasty back in AEW.
Now, Tonga Tom, I think, or is it? Who is it?
It's Tama
the cousin of Roman.
Oh, this guy, Tim, the one that would, what's his name? The one that would drink Hennessy and cigarettes. Fatu. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
Fatu.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his partner asked for their release from MLW, and it was granted.
And they're rumored to be part. They're being rumored to be part of the bloodline.
Yeah.
I booked this, Alex. I booked this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we did.
Jacob
Fatu
coming back.
You're right. Call it out, Tim.
He was gonna. I booked. Jacob Fatu is going to go to WWE. He is going to challenge Roman Reigns for the tribal chief or whatever, and be that the divisive figure in the family, because he's also been a world champion.
Yeah. That is true.
And he talked about this. Cut promos in back alleys.
Yeah. We shout out to MLW podcast in the world wherever you are. We used to talk about Fatu because Fatu had that. He can talk like an Eddie Kingston, and he can wrestle if he's healthy, like a Keith Lee, like a Samoa Joe. Like he can do a high fly stuff, but he's always fucking drinking Hennessy and smoking cigarettes. That fool is always out of shape all the damn time, and it's sad. But
maybe the new company will force him to get into shape.
Exactly. But Tim called this out almost 2 years ago. It's true. Fatu, son of Tama Tonga, by Samoan bloodline, everybody in the Samoa dynasty respects whatever, but they all had one rule. Nobody fucked with Tama Tonga. So what happens if the son of Tama Tonga comes out and says, no, I'm going to be the leader? What are you going to say about that? Not a damn thing. And every tribal chief storyline wise, Rikishi and everybody else, like, well, it's Tamatonga's dead, but we're still scared of his ass. So we're good. So I
Alex
like that.
Hammerstone was the one that threw me off.
Oh God, don't even get me started. Me and Tim would watch MOW, and he would have a 6-minute promo talking about being in his car and living on the street. I'm like, all right, dude, this is just getting too fucking long. Some promos were awesome, and some promos are like, all right, you're getting too personal that you need to just shut the fuck up. Like,
He's
just
chasing your
shut
hug.
up.
He wants your hug. He's chasing the hug.
Yeah.
I think what Alex Hammerstone did is he's kind of took the direction of what Roman should do. He's like, all right, I got to a point where I'm the champion. I don't have a challenge. Then I'm just out. Because I remember it was just getting pretty boring with all his championship matches.
That's right.
But
it was
I
all- and then-
digress.
No, it's okay to digress because again, it was a good storyline with the other guy. I forgot what his name was, and his wife, not his wife, his girlfriend, whatever. That was a good storyline. We were vibing on that.
Yeah,
the crazy
but-
guy, and then Dario Cueto would come out of nowhere and do crazy stuff like that too. I missed that
probably
show.
He probably wants a bigger stage.
He needs a bigger stage.
He needs a bigger.
He
Yeah,
needs a bigger
it just leaves more room for Microman to win.
Oh my God, Microman!
God, we miss his ass.
Look, there's one thing I want in my life, and I don't know what it'll take to get. I want Paul White and Microman to team together.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that'd be a nice one.
Microman signs with AEW.
No,
You could
just
throw him
a
on a
guest appearance.
fastball special.
Yes, I want a fastball special in wrestling.
Oh my God! All right, let's do final thoughts.
What's Wolverine
Mr.
beat a
Kenneth-
Wolverine Colossus?
I know.
Well, I just wanted to
What's your
bring a breaking news. We got LA Knight and Grayson Waller now going at it, went back and forth with some in Twitter beef. So Grayson Waller shitted on LA Knight for losing and how the way he lost to the tribal chief, and he goes, he needs the rub. Come take a look. Come to the Grayson Waller. So we're getting something spiced up for tomorrow's SmackDown. I just wanted to bring that up before we give the final thoughts on that. Mm-hmm.
Man, they better do right by LA Knight. I'm telling you what. His merchandise sales are through the roof.
He's hot right now. Let me see.
And I hope
What if he beats that prick Logan Paul? I mean, yeah, if he takes the United States title from him, everybody dislikes him.
That would be, what's funny about that? That would be a smack in the face of Puerto Rico, because if he takes the belt off of Puerto Rican while Logan Paul's living in Puerto Rico, like that's just, and if he wins that belt, he's gonna be putting that shit everywhere.
Yeah,
and again, that's good for the company. Great for the company.
Logan Paul is the champion. He is the champion.
Oh God, why?
Logan Paul is the United States champion.
Yeah, he's the United States champion.
I haven't heard anything on the news here in Puerto Rico, and I hear everything about the news. There is no parade for his ass. So if he's expecting a parade of people waiting for him at the airport, bruh, you ain't getting it. All right, we already deal with other people right now. We got to deal with a couple of murders. All right.
Then they're trying to get him and Bad Bunny booked for a U.S. Championship match.
Bunny will never work with him. Bunny cannot stand his ass. They won't get in the ring with each other. Alex,
WWE trying.
No,
but Bunny.
No,
Bunny
it doesn't matter about the money, Joe. I'll say this, Kevin. It doesn't matter about the money. Like literally, Bad Bunny made a song about not prioritizing beaches in Puerto Rico, and Logan Paul has a private beach in Puerto Rico. If Bad Bunny ever even came back to Puerto Rico after teaming with that motherfucker, you'll see some freaking protesters in front of his fucking house. Vete pa'l carajo, mamabicho.
That's right.
Tú eres un vendedor, te anda vendido. And it's the truth.
That's the truth.
And the one thing Bad Bunny can't sell off is the memory of Puerto Ricans hating him. That never goes away. That never goes away, bro. So as I said, he's if si lo Dios se permite, he never goes with Logan Paul. Remember, Logan Paul's still in the crypto scam, in a trial thing going on after that. So that is something else. They're letting him pass. Like, hey, let's just use him until the IRS is going to come. Because, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, and
The IRS comes,
MLW's
not when.
MLW's lawsuit against WWE has been pressed on and is going to actual court.
Yeah. And you know what? It's gonna be fast as hell because the CW is gonna the new companies that are paying WWE are gonna put that shit done. Like, all right, here's the money. Shut up, go. That's it.
Go.
Done. They don't need this right now. They don't need controversy from other companies with valid evidence coming out during the deals. You don't need that. That hurts investors.
Alex,
So,
that's why, and I want to tell you, Alex, that's why NWA lost that CW deal with that stupid gimmick with the cocaine making fun out of Tony Khan. They totally pulled the plug off an NWA. They were about to get a freaking deal on TV, which they needed, because I kind of wanted to see NWA, because I like what Billy Corgan is doing with that federation. I was hoping they get back on TV mainstream, and then when that stupid move there on what's it, Halloween pay-per-view, I was like, oh dude, why did you do that? Why did you allow that? You know, I kind of wanted to see NWA to get back on the TV market, man. I hated that. That was such a bad blow there.
You know, when Sandow came in, it was gold. When the guy, the mask guy came in, that was gold. He died. Rest in peace, sir. But when you had when Ricky Starks was there, that was gold. But you lost one after the other, and what you have left is Sandow. And I've seen he's gone insane, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone insane. Whatever, like every week he comes out and whatever. I guess they give him some peyote or something every day. I'm like, just say whatever the hell you want to say now because it makes no damn sense. But he's the ace of NWA because there's no one else. I feel bad.
Iris.
EC3 is their world champion.
Yeah. EC3 is there. He's their world champion.
The mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. We're gonna make our own freaking wrestling organization, and then Braun left, and then now he's in the fucking NWA champion.
Look, they all decided to
They have
work their own
before that
narrative.
Tyrus.
Yeah, that's what Tim said. Bring back Tyrus. Fuck it, man.
I was joking. Please don't.
Please do. Bring it back. Fuck it, man.
No.
You gotta bring somebody back.
He's awful.
Give it back to Trevor Murdoch.
True.
They
Please
should
give back
just
Trevor
start
Murdoch.
going through the indies and giving people contracts.
Trevor
Building
Murdoch was at
talent.
least dusty-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah,
That's
I
true.
can see that.
But
I can see that comparison.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the P.U.W.F talk. We just hit the 90-minute mark. I want to give a shout out to BX Sports Jedi Kev. But BX Sports Jedi Network, check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Anything that you can hear or see, you can see him and hear him. So have fun with that. I want to give a shout out to Joe BNCO and Mr. Tim, Thursday Night Mook, Hot Summer Mook, the man with the plan. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you many, many more times and things. Shout out to D-Walk, aka NXT Time with D-Walk. He's probably drunk and passed out, a la D-Walk. That's usually what he does. And check him out on Wednesdays, 9 o'clock. He deserves it. Did a great show yesterday. And for me, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Reactions, 203 subscribers on the way to 1,000 again.
Way to go.
Stay healthy. Stay happy. And something that I made a long time ago that Kevin reminded me to always make an outro. So, good night.
Yeah.